In Mexico, November 1st and 2nd have become days of party and celebration. It is believed that at least during these days, the dead have permission to enjoy and spend time with their loved ones. They cross the Midland and arrive with the mortals to share food, drink, and in general receive 2 days of tribute. That's the main reason why some people decide that on those days they will go to the graveyard to visit their family members that are no longer in this world with us. Sometimes the graveyard prepares the place for this type of celebration. They repaint the walls, they fill everything with the famous flower of this time, the cempasúchil, all of this with the purpose of making it look better for the visit that awaits them. Some people even go to have a big celebration there. It almost looks like a party sometimes. Because here in Mexico, and especially in those days, we don't feel sad about the dead. We use these days to celebrate the memory that our difference left.
The purpose of the altars is that both the living and the dead people can share a moment of mirroring by distributing bread, water, salt, wine, among other things contained in the offering. Remembering is living again. That seeks the altar to be close to our loved ones and to dialogue with their memory of life. The offering of the dead seeks to rediscover the deceased person through memory.
The altar of the dead usually has several levels. 2 levels symbolize earth and heaven. 3 levels may represent heaven, earth, and purgatory, while 7 levels signify the 7 steps to enter the afterlife, or the 7 deadly sins. Each offering includes elements that correspond to the 4 elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Ashes usually represent the earth. A glass of water helps spirits quench their thirst after a long journey. And chopped tissue paper with elaborate motifs is commonly used to represent air. Candles signify fire and help to guide the spirits to home.
At the end of October and earlier in November, we can see the appearance of the marigold flower, Flor de Cempasúchil, in the streets. This flower is a sign of the beginning of this date, which we can celebrate the death of the dead. The Flor de Cempasúchil symbolizes life and death. To the Mexicans, it comes from Nahuatl Cempawatl, which means 20 or many, and Xochitl, which is flower. In the pre-Hispanic era, the Mexicans associate the color of this flower with the sun, as well as believing that it smell attracts the dead. The tradition is to put shrines with cempasúchil petals from the principal way to the altar, with the family to give to the souls to the altars. Talking about foods, uniquely during the months of October and November, I start to bake pan de muerto. We must wait for a whole year to enjoy and eat it. The pan de muertos have several representations that depend on the region or tradition of Mexico. For the classic, each orange shape symbolizes the circle of life and death. The ball on the top represents the soul of the deceased, and the pies in the shape of a cross signify their bones or tears. The portion of crows are believed to aim at 4 cardinal points, each ruled by an Azteca god.
Normally, to commemorate the Day of the Dead in Mexico, festivals are celebrated in schools where they carry out various activities like dance, characterization, decorations in the school about this representation of one of our valuable traditions in the country.
As example, in 230, a festival was made where there were representations of characters, representative makeup, traditional dance, narrations, songs. There was even a multi race which were personalized according to the event. In this festival, students, teachers, administrative staff, and more people in school put effort into carrying out this work, and that it turned out very well. In the same way, there were many other activities that were of the utmost importance and representative of the reason for the celebration.
A solas yo te cantaré soñando en regresar. Recuérdame, aunque tengo que emigrar.
Sur de Cempasúchil, no.
Normally, to commemorate the Day of the Dead in Mexico, celebrated are, as example, in
Remembering is living again. That seeks the altar to be close to our loved.